In 1961, archaeologists began excavating a site in northeastern Turkey, near the Syrian border, a large mound, promising, ancient. They expected typical Bronze Age settlement. What they found changed everything. A massive fortress city, walls 6 meters thick, grain silos holding 10,000 tons, industrial quarter, administrative buildings, royal palace. This wasn't minor settlement, this was capital, identified as Ebla, mentioned in ancient texts. Long thought mythical, suddenly real, suddenly located, suddenly creating a problem, because finding Ebla meant proving Syria's historical claims to territory in modern Turkey. Archaeological discovery became political weapon, science became border dispute, excavation became international incident. Ebla appears in Mesopotamian texts, Sumerian records, Akkadian inscriptions, references spanning 1,000 years, described as powerful kingdom, controlling trade routes, dominating region. But location was unknown. Scholars debated. Syria, Turkey, Iraq, no consensus, no evidence, just mentions in other people's texts. Ebla itself left no obvious trace, or so it seemed, until Tel Mardik excavation proved otherwise. The site was Ebla, capital of empire, center of civilization, and it was in Turkey, not Syria. This was politically inconvenient. The excavation team was Italian, led by Paolo Mattiai, supported by both Turkish and Syrian governments initially. Cooperation was needed. The border region is sensitive, historically contested, multiple claims, multiple interests. Archaeology was supposed to be neutral, scientific, above politics. But finding Ebla changed that, because historical kingdoms don't respect modern borders. Ancient empires spread across territories now divided. Proving ancient Syrian kingdom extended into modern Turkey gave Syria argument. Historical precedent. Territorial claim based on archaeology. Turkey disagreed strongly. The evidence was undeniable. In 1974, excavators found the royal archives. 20,000 cuneiform tablets, written in Eblaite, previously unknown language, Semitic, related to Akkadian. These tablets documented everything: trade agreements, diplomatic correspondence, royal decrees, administrative records, tax receipts, treaties with other kingdoms, including kingdoms in what is now Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine. The tablets proved Ebla controlled vast territory, from Mediterranean coast to Euphrates River. This territory crosses modern borders: Turkey, Syria, Iraq, multiple nations, all claiming different pieces. Syria immediately used the discovery politically. Ebla was Syrian kingdom, they argued. Its capital might be in modern Turkey, but its cultural heartland was Syrian territory. The tablets mention cities in Syria: Damascus, Aleppo, Hama. These were Eblaite vassals, or trade partners, or administrative centers. The exact relationship is debated, but connection is clear. Syria claimed this proved historical Syrian control over territory Turkey now holds. Therefore, Turkey should return it, or negotiate, or at minimum acknowledge Syrian historical rights. Turkey refused, completely. Turkey's position was simple. Ebla is in Turkey. The site is Turkish territory. Whatever ancient kingdoms existed is irrelevant. Modern borders are legal, established, recognized internationally. Ancient history doesn't change them. Every nation's territory once belonged to different peoples, different kingdoms, different empires. If historical claims mattered, every border would be disputed. Every nation would have territorial grievances. Turkey has its own historical claims: Ottoman Empire, Seljuk territories, Byzantine holdings. But Turkey doesn't demand restoration of historical borders. Neither should anyone else, including Syria. The academic community was caught between. Archaeologists wanted to study Ebla, publish findings, share knowledge. But every publication became political statement. Maps showing Ebla's extent implied territorial claims. Translations of tablets were scrutinized for bias. Even dating became controversial. If Ebla was older, more established, more powerful than previously thought, it strengthened Syrian claims. If it was younger, less influential, More peripheral, it weakened them. Science became ammunition, objectivity became impossible. Do you believe archaeological discoveries should influence modern borders? The question sounds absurd. Obviously not. History is history. Geography is geography. Politics is politics. But in practice, the lines blur. Governments use archaeology to justify claims, to establish identity, to prove continuity. Israel cites biblical archaeology. Greece claims Macedonian heritage. China emphasizes 5,000 years of civilization. India references Indus Valley. Turkey celebrates Hittite legacy. Syria points to Ebla, all using ancient past to validate modern positions. Archaeology becomes nationalist tool. Science becomes propaganda. The Ebla tablets revealed more controversy. They mention cities in the Levant, including some with names similar to biblical cities. Sodom, Gomorrah, others. This excited biblical archaeologists. Potential extra-biblical confirmation, but the identifications are uncertain. Translations are debated. Eblaite is only partially understood. The language was forgotten for 4,000 years, rediscovered in 1970s. Scholars are still learning it. Every translation is tentative. Every reading is provisional. Yet conclusions were drawn. Claims were made. Biblical minimalists and maximalists argued, using Ebla as evidence for opposing positions. The tablets became theological battleground, not just political one. The excavation continued despite tensions. Italian team maintained neutrality, publishing findings in academic journals, presenting at conferences, trying to keep science separate from politics. But pressure increased. Syrian government wanted more emphasis on Ebla's Syrian connections. Turkish government wanted less. Both monitored publications. Both criticized perceived bias. The Italian director walked tightrope, attempting objectivity, maintaining access, preserving sight. Not easy when two governments disagree on what you're finding. The border region itself is complex. Historically Aleppo region, sometimes Syrian, sometimes Turkish, sometimes independent, sometimes contested. The modern border was drawn after World War I by Europeans, French and British, dividing Ottoman territories, creating Syria, creating Iraq, creating Lebanon. These borders weren't based on ancient kingdoms. They weren't based on ethnic territories. They were based on colonial interests, strategic considerations, oil, trade routes, military positions. History was irrelevant until archaeology made it relevant, until Ebla was found. The tablets describe Ebla's economy, trade in textiles, metals, wood, grain, wine. The kingdom was wealthy, powerful, controlling commerce across region. This prosperity lasted centuries, from 3000 to 2250 BC. Then Ebla was destroyed, conquered by Akkadian king Naram Sin. The city burned, the archives were baked, preserving tablets by accident. Fire that destroyed city preserved its records. Irony of archaeology. Destruction enables discovery, catastrophe enables knowledge. After destruction, Ebla rebuilt. Smaller, less powerful, eventually abandoned around 1600 BC. The site was occupied later. Smaller settlements, different peoples. But the great city was gone. Memory faded, name forgotten, until 20th century excavation, until Italian archaeologists connected Tel Mardik to textual Ebla, until tablets confirmed identity, until past resurfaced, demanding attention, demanding interpretation, demanding political response. Modern Ebla is divided, literally. The archaeological site is in Turkey, but many sites mentioned in tablets are in Syria. The ancient kingdom's territory spans border. This makes research difficult. Surveying Ebla's hinterland requires crossing international boundaries, requires permissions from multiple governments, requires coordinating bureaucracies with conflicting interests. Some sites are inaccessible. War-torn Syria is dangerous. Many Eblaite sites are in conflict zones, destroyed, damaged, looted, lost again after being rediscovered. History repeating differently. The academic impact was enormous. Ebla proved Bronze Age Syria was sophisticated, literate, powerful, not peripheral backwater, not minor player, major civilization, comparable to Mesopotamia, Egypt. This changed textbooks, changed narratives, changed understanding of ancient Near East. Before Ebla, Syria's history seemed to start with Aramaeans, around 1200 BC. Ebla pushed that back 2,000 years, proved earlier civilization, indigenous development, not just cultural borrowing from Mesopotamia. Syria had its own achievement, its own glory, its own legacy. This mattered politically, pride, identity, nationalism, all fed by archaeology. The language itself is significant. Eblaite is oldest attested Semitic language, predating Akkadian inscriptions, predating Hebrew, predating Aramaic. This makes it linguistically crucial. Understanding language evolution, reconstructing Proto-Semitic, tracing linguistic connections, but it also became political. Syrian intellectuals claimed Eblaite as ancestor of Arabic. Turkish scholars emphasized differences, tried to minimize connections, politics infecting linguistics, nationalism contaminating scholarship, science struggling to remain science. The site continues to be excavated, slowly, carefully. Political tensions don't stop archaeology. They complicate it, make it difficult, dangerous sometimes. But work continues. New sections uncovered, new tablets found, new insights gained, palace architecture studied, fortification systems mapped, economic texts translated. Each season brings discoveries. Each discovery brings publications. Each publication brings scrutiny, political, academic, theological. Every angle examined, every word weighed, every conclusion challenged. The lesson is clear. Archaeology isn't neutral, can't be. Studying human past means interpreting human past. Interpretation reflects present, modern concerns, modern identities, modern conflicts. We bring our world to ancient world, project our issues onto their ruins, use their history for our purposes. This is unavoidable, but recognizing it helps. Acknowledging bias, questioning assumptions, remaining humble, understanding that our interpretation isn't final truth, just current understanding, subject to revision, change, improvement, as evidence accumulates, as perspectives shift, as politics evolve. Ebla won't change borders. Syria won't get Turkish territory. Turkey won't surrender archaeological sites. The border will remain, established, recognized, legal, despite history, despite archaeology, despite ancient kingdoms. Modern politics trump ancient precedent. This is frustrating to nationalists, disappointing to historians, but probably correct. Otherwise, every border becomes negotiable. Every territory becomes disputed. Every archaeological discovery becomes crisis. Stability requires accepting that past is past, that history informs present, but doesn't determine it, that we can study what was, without demanding its restoration. But the discovery matters, not politically, scientifically, culturally, intellectually. Ebla existed, thrived, created, documented. Its texts survive, its architecture remains, its legacy endures, not in territorial claims, not in border disputes, but in knowledge, in understanding, in human achievement recognized and appreciated. This is archaeology's value, not validating modern nations, but revealing ancient ones, not justifying present borders, but transcending them, showing that history is complex, messy, multinational, that ancient kingdoms don't fit modern states, that peoples mixed, traded, fought, merged, separated, creating tangled history that no simple narrative explains, no single nation owns, no modern border contains. If excavations that sparked political disputes and archaeological discoveries with diplomatic consequences intrigue you, subscribe to Veiled Origin. Your support explores where science meets politics. This is Veiled Origin, where ancient ruins challenge modern borders, and digging up the past disturbs the present, always, inevitably. The tablets themselves raise fascinating questions. How were they preserved? Fire, ironically. Clay tablets are fragile when dried, strong when baked. Ebla's destruction in 2250 BC involved burning. The palace library caught fire. Instead of destroying tablets, the heat baked them, hardened them, preserved them for 4,000 years. Without this catastrophe, the text would have crumbled, disintegrated, been lost. Destruction enabled survival, a pattern archaeologists recognize. Pompeii preserved by volcano, Qumran scrolls preserved in desert, Ebla preserved by conquest. Sometimes worst events create best evidence. The content of tablets is mundane mostly, not literature, not mythology, just records, accounting, trade receipts, tax documents, diplomatic correspondence, administrative minutiae. But this mundanity is valuable. It reveals daily life, economic systems, political structures, how the kingdom actually functioned, not how it wanted to be remembered, not idealized, not propagandized, just reality, numbers, names, transactions. This is rare in ancient texts. Most that survive are official, monumental, propaganda. Ebla's bureaucratic records show the machinery behind the facade, the boring work making civilization possible. Some tablets list tribute from vassal cities. Others record trade expeditions. Some document temple administration. Others track grain storage. Each mundane detail contributes to larger picture. Ebla's economy was complex, sophisticated, centralized, but not entirely. Local governors had autonomy, but paid tribute, reported to capital, followed royal directives. System functioned efficiently for centuries, until it didn't. Until Akkadian conquest, until system collapsed, showing that even successful systems end. Even sophisticated administration falls. Nothing lasts, not even well-documented, carefully organized, apparently stable civilizations. The warfare that destroyed Ebla was brutal. Naram Sin's inscriptions boast about it, how he defeated Ebla's army, sacked the city, burned it completely, killed the king, enslaved survivors, standard Bronze Age conquest, standard royal propaganda. Ebla's tablets end abruptly. No closing statements, no organized archive shutdown. Just sudden stop, mid-transaction, mid-document, then fire, then silence for 4,000 years, then rediscovery, then political controversy. History layered, each period adding meaning, complicating interpretation. The modern archaeological park at Tel Mardik is modest. Turkey hasn't invested heavily. The site isn't promoted to tourists, partially because of political sensitivity, partially because of location, near Syrian border, security concerns, partially because Turkey has many archaeological sites, competition for resources. Ebla is important academically, but not tourist attraction, not moneymaker, not politically useful domestically. So it remains relatively neglected. Scholars visit, excavations continue, but general public barely knows it exists. This is common. Many crucial sites are unknown outside academia. Fame doesn't correlate with significance. The Italian excavation team published extensively, dozens of volumes, tablet translations, architectural studies, ceramic analyses, everything documented, everything shared. Following archaeological standards, international collaboration, academic openness, but political pressure affected this. Some publications delayed, some findings downplayed, some emphases adjusted. Not falsification, not fraud, just selection. What to highlight, what to minimize, what to explore further. Politics shaping science subtly, insidiously, often unconsciously. Researchers believing their objective, while political context influences every decision. The comparison with Troy is instructive. Schliemann's excavation had political dimensions. German archaeologist, working in Ottoman territory, claiming Greek cultural heritage, removing artifacts to Germany, creating diplomatic tensions, eventually resolved. But parallels exist. Foreign archaeologists, sensitive territory, multiple claims on heritage. Different outcomes, though. Troy became symbol of Greek civilization, despite being in Turkey, accepted by both. shared heritage, Mediterranean civilization transcending modern nations. Ebla couldn't achieve this. Too recent politically, too contested territorially, too close to active disputes. Troy is ancient enough to be safe. Ebla isn't. The Syrian civil war affected everything. Many Eblaite sites and conflict zones, damage, looting, destruction. ISIS deliberately targeted archaeological sites, destroying heritage, erasing history. Pre-Islamic sites particularly targeted, iconoclastic destruction, terrorist tactic, cultural genocide. Some Eblaite sites damaged, others looted. Artifacts disappeared into black market. Knowledge lost, context destroyed. War didn't just kill people, killed history, killed archaeological potential, made entire regions unstudyable, perhaps for decades. This is war's long-term cost, not just immediate death, but lost knowledge, lost heritage, lost connection to past. The Turkish government maintains the site is Turkish. Full stop. No ambiguity, no negotiation. Ebla was in territory that became Turkey. Therefore, it's Turkish heritage, Turkish history, Turkish archaeological site. This is legally correct, internationally recognized, but historically complicated, because Ebla wasn't Turkish, wasn't Proto-Turkish, wasn't related to Turkish peoples. It predated Turks in region by 3,000 years. This doesn't matter legally, but matters culturally. Who claims Ebla? Who inherits its legacy? Whose history is it? Syria answers, ours. Ebla was Semitic. Syrian is Semitic. Ebla controlled Syrian territory. Syrian cities were Eblaite. Therefore, Ebla is Syrian heritage. Syrian history? Syrian archaeological priority? This is culturally plausible, but legally irrelevant. The site isn't in Syria. Tablets can't be repatriated. Control can't be shared. Turkey has sovereignty, complete, unchallenged internationally. Syria can claim cultural connection, historical significance, spiritual heritage, but not physical control, not legal authority, not political leverage, except through scholarship, through interpretation, through emphasis. This is where archaeology becomes weapon, not physical weapon, cultural weapon, soft power, claiming past to legitimize present, using history to argue politics. Every nation does this. Every people emphasizes favorable history, minimizes unfavorable. Ebla became pawn in this game, Syrian pawn, Turkish counter, Italian referee, trying to maintain objectivity, trying to pursue scholarship, while nations pursued interests. This is archaeology's reality. Science in service of states, whether willingly or not, whether consciously or not, whether productively or not. The academic debates continue. New interpretations, new translations, new theories. Was Ebla truly independent kingdom or Mesopotamian vassal? Was it trade empire or military conquest? Was its power economic or political? Each interpretation has evidence. Each has counter-evidence. Each reflects scholars' assumptions. Training, nationality sometimes. Syrian scholars emphasize Ebla's power. Turkish scholars emphasize its dependence. Italian scholars seek middle ground. Everyone citing same evidence, reaching different conclusions. This is normal in archaeology, but political context intensifies it, makes objectivity harder, makes agreement impossible. The lesson for archaeology is sobering. Discovery doesn't end disputes, sometimes starts them. Finding Ebla didn't resolve questions, multiplied them, created new controversies, new tensions, new problems. This is unavoidable when studying human past in politically sensitive regions, which is most regions. Everywhere humans lived, modern nations claim. Everywhere civilizations rose, modern politics assert interests. Archaeology can't escape this, can't remain pure science, must navigate politics, must acknowledge power, must recognize that past is always political, always contested, always interpreted through present concerns. But archaeology must try for objectivity anyway, must pursue truth despite politics, must document accurately despite pressure, must publish honestly despite consequences. This is professional duty, ethical obligation, scientific responsibility. Italian team at Ebla tried, mostly succeeded, under difficult circumstances, facing impossible pressures. Their work stands, evidence preserved, documented, published, available for future scholars, future interpretations, future politics, past recorded, however imperfectly, however incompletely, however controversially. The tablets speak, the ruins remain, the city endures, despite everything, teaching, revealing, challenging, all of us. If archaeological discoveries that ignited territorial disputes fascinate you, subscribe to Veiled Origin. This is Veiled Origin, where excavating the past excavates problems, and ancient cities create modern conflicts, inevitably, endlessly.